Welcome to another episode on Eat, Move, Be Healthy. I'm Rochelle Butler, and in this series on sleep, in previous episodes, we've looked at your pre-bed rituals and routines and the things you can do to help send a message to your brain that we're powering down for a nice, relaxing sleep and to regenerate and recover overnight. Today, we're going to look at things you can consider about your actual bed and being in bed that will facilitate a really good night, good quality night's sleep. So we start off with PJs or no PJs. It really is down to personal preference, but the main thing to consider here, and actually it goes across everything to do with your bed and in fact your bedroom, is about helping your body to regulate its temperature. You don't want to be too cold or too hot when you go to sleep, because that is going to affect your quality of sleep overnight. So no PJs is good in that it helps your body can kind of regulate its own temperature. You're going to have a duvet or blanket, which your choice in that will be governed too about how hot or cold you want to or need to be. But being naked allows that. It also allows just the body to sort of breathe and not, because you're in clothes all day. If you're going to choose to wear pajamas, make sure it's loose fitting and particularly around the waist and around the groin crotch area. Part of men's health and maintain and good fertility is about not letting the sperm get too warm. So you don't want too much restriction, certainly even with your underwear, men, but certainly getting too warm in the crotch area there. For women, actually, it's the same thing, because you want to regulate the pH in the vagina, because that can also lead to certainly doesn't help things like yeast infections and things like that. So the breathability, allowing your body just to air and breathe after having been restricted in underwear and clothes all day, is quite essential and an important consideration. And that feeds into your choice in linens. So your pillowcase, your duvet covers, your sheets, as far as possible, should be organic cotton, so that they absorb sweat, because you may perspire a little bit, but also help easily regulate body temperature. Your duvet choices too, or blankets, or just a sheet. Again, decide on that so that you don't get too hot or too cold. If you find you're constantly throwing your duvet off, consider getting a lighter tog. That's what it's measured in, a lighter duvet, or maybe sleeping just with a sheet or a blanket, or maybe opening the window slightly. So find what the ideal is for you. Silk pillows, silk pillowcases have more recently become quite popular because, well, for one thing, what's great is it really helps regulate the temperature around the head. So that'll also help you get a good night's sleep. But its main promotional area is that you don't get the same sort of creasing of the skin and wrinkling of the skin. So it's purported to help you a slight anti-aging effect. They also feel silk sheets, silk pillowcases also feel quite luxurious. So try it out, but they can be a bit more expensive. So play around with that. But that's what you're looking for there: breathability, comfort, and trying to regulate the temperature in bed while you're asleep. For that same reason, I would not suggest that you use an electric blanket. It's the electricity so close to the skin or close to the body can really play havoc with your own electromagnetic field. So I don't think that's ideal. But again, it may, if you get into the bed and allow your body warmth to warm up the sheets and the duvet, again, that's your natural body temperature and regulating that by yourself. So on the note of electricity, what is quite useful and can really make a difference, and I use one, is an earthing sheet. I got mine from rolandearthing.co.uk. Have a look on there. That's a really great website. They explain the science in detail too. It's a sheet that you put over your sheet, and it's got a silver thread through it. And and right at the edge of the sheet, it's got a little a cord, which you then has a plug at the end of it, which you then plug into the socket on the wall. But it only connects two of the prongs, certainly in the UK, two of the prongs are plastic. So it only connects with the earthing point in your socket. You don't even put the socket on, the socket remains off. And what that sheet does is it's just literally grounding you. Because so the science is actually quite simple on all of this, is that the earth is filled with negatively charged ions that when we come into contact with the earth's surface, it floods our system and neutralizes any positively charged free radicals. Now, positively charged free radicals, if you've watched any anti-wrinkle cream advert, you'll see they talk about free radicals and how they cause oxidative stress, which is the oxidative stress, which is then linked to aging. Well, in truth, oxidative stress can lead to inflammation and ultimately disease. It's a whole breakdown of tissue. So neutralizing this effect and essentially grounding yourself can be a very positive effect on all your bodily functions and systems. And it's also been shown to have a positive effect on your autoimmune system, which means it will just calm you and relax you. There's also what you call weighted blankets, which are quite good. They literally are heavy, heavy, heavy blankets, which work on that similar sort of concept and like swaddling a baby. That kind of tightness makes a baby feel secure and comfortable. And so weighted blankets are often prescribed or used for people who have anxiety and a lot of nervousness. You can buy specific anxiety weighted blankets for that exact purpose, or you can create a similar effect with a sheet and blanket and tucking it in really tight. For some people that may feel too restricted, but that's something to consider if getting to sleep is tricky because of anxiety. The choice of mattress and pillow or pillows is again down to personal preference, but what you're aiming for is spinal alignment. There's a natural curve in the spine, and you want to kind of facilitate that being allowed to be held in its natural position. There's no preferable sleep position, but what I have noticed with clients over the years is that sometimes a sleep position can be aggravating certain conditions. So sleeping on your back can be great, but if you don't have enough support with the pillow, your head can drop back, causing cramping in the neck for the next morning, can sometimes cause the jaw to open out, snoring, so that ain't great. Lying on your side, particularly on the left side, can really help digestion, but equally lying on your side, if you have a shoulder issue, sometimes the weight of that shoulder hanging can aggravate the shoulder, or same thing in the hip, the weight of the leg on the top hanging down can be aggravated. So perhaps you need to put a pillow between the legs, or if you're lying on your side, put a cushion underneath the arm to help that. The one sleep position I find I feel very little benefit is actually lying on your tummy, because inevitably you drag your arm underneath, so then that then lifts the head, it tilts the head in the sideways position, or you're grabbing the pillow, stuffing that underneath you, and so you overarch the upper back and the lower back. So, and it also then restricts your breathing. So be wary of that. If you're comfortable in that position, you feel like your sleep's not a problem in that position, carry on by all means. But you want to make sure that whichever position you sleep in, that when you're in that position, you're relaxed. So if you're lying on your side, that you're not tightened up like a ball, you're nice and relaxed in that position. I often suggest to clients to get into bed and at first lie on your back in the anatomical position. So your arms out to the side of you with your palms facing up, your feet just relaxed. Let your body just, make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Let your body just, realign itself, find out where everything is. And then as you fall asleep, you will naturally turn into the position that you prefer. If you are going to bed with quite a bit of tension, or waking up with some bit of stiffness in the neck and shoulders, be sure to watch episode 5, where I take you through some neck, back, and spinal stretches just to release the tension there, either before you go to bed to help you relax into it, or first thing in the morning to get everything moving and sort of lubricated and ready for the day. Getting to sleep, I would avoid, which has become more and more popular, of course, is device usage in bed by way of TV, computers, things like that. We all know that too much screen time, of course, is overstimulating and kind of it makes it difficult to kind of calm down after that. But then equally, and I myself I can use TV as a bit of a mindless thing to kind of calm me down, to just sit in front of and just zone out from. Um, it's about really regulating that usage. The danger with any device like TV or scrolling on your phone is that you just end up going down the rabbit hole. So flicking channels or onto the next thing and then click on that, click on that, click on that. So try to be a bit stricter with your usage, sort of agree that I'm only going to be on for an hour, or I'm going to watch that program and then switch off, and try to be done with it about at least an hour, possibly two, before you go to sleep. So you've got a bit of time to power down, and of course try not to leave anything charging in your room. Give us a comment down below if you have any hints on tricks and tips you've figured out in bed to help you get to sleep quicker or ensure a better night quality sleep. And have a watch in the next episode where we take a look, where we speak to Sana Cassis, the interior designer, on things to consider when creating your layout in your bedroom.